What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So, I've been going back and forth about whether or not I've been wanting to react to this situation between Andrew Wilson and CGA because, as you guys know, I'm actually a pretty big fan of both content creators. However, supposedly it seems to be pretty split as far as who won this debate, or whether it was even was a debate, or somehow this has gotten heated. Um, Honestly, I really didn't look into much into it, because when I saw that these two were going to be debating against each other, I'm like, well, considering both of them are generally on the right side of things somewhat, I really didn't understand why it was much of a debate. But after hearing everything and people blowing me up about this and wanting me to share my opinion about it, I figured, since I just recently saw another video along that, I've had a couple videos from a couple other people that reacted to it sent to me by multiple people that watch me. So I figured, okay, this is what I'm seeing. So let me fuse these two videos together, because it seems to have a little bit of both sides as far as the situation goes between the two. So we'll see what it's talking about. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and before we do that, shout out to Manosphere Highlights Daily and MTR. I will leave the links to both of these videos in the description if you guys want to watch them in full. Let's get into it.
It's all going to boil down to in the law. And there's no church reverend that's going to go into your household to make sure there's social pressure on your wife. Do you know
yes,
any?
Sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any that can cover all marriages? That
Yes.
answer is no.
Yes. By the way, when you keep...
Are we in reality here, or
I'm
are we in
trying.
the clouds?
Coach Greg Adams and Andrew Wilson just had a debate about marriage that exposed a war inside the manosphere. One man was talking about reality, the other was selling a fantasy. And by the end, it wasn't even a contest. We respect both these men. Andrew Wilson is a master debater. Coach Greg Adams, he's the coach who took the manosphere to the next level when he came on the scene between 2018 and 2019. Putting them together, pure gold. But let's get straight to the main event. The core question was,
We're going to talk about today, is marriage worth it for men in the West?
is marriage worth it for men in the West? This means men in general, young, old, black, white, religious, or not. And the West is the legal battlefield of the US, Canada, and Europe. That's the playing field. Now let's get to Coach Greg's opening statement.
Ain't that a man?
Let's get into some opening statements. Who wants to start off?
Yeah, man, marriage is a great institution. It was an institution that built the community of America. Most of the better communities that have safety, good children, good schools, are typically centered around marriage. However, marriage has not progressed to the point where men could be safe legally, and a lot of men have experienced tremendous damage, collateral damage as a result, and it has led to broken families, a lot of broken hearts, simply because the laws are not positioned to benefit both people in a divorce. Therefore, you have no-fault divorce. You have opportunities for women to use the courts against men. And as a result, men have seen 1, 2, and 3 generations of men getting harmed, their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers getting harmed by this. So Generation Z men are not positioning themselves for a positive marriage. So at this particular point...
Hold up. Did you catch that? He said at this particular point. He's being specific. This is about right now.
So at this particular point, if someone asked me, would I recommend marriage for them, and they were in a certain position in life, they weren't established, I would say no. There's no benefit for the person to get married today.
Now, the reason why he was stressing the part where he said particular point in time is because Andrew was trying to make he was trying to stress the point that Coach Greg Adams agreed with him as far as marriage being good for men, or worth it, as far as, it being good or whatever. whether it's worth it or good, I don't know, one or the other, because somehow that got misconstrued in the whole situation of the debate anyway. But that's neither here or there. The point is that the reason why he was stressing that, at least Manosphere highlights, is because Andrew was trying to say, well, he actually agreed with me, so I don't even know why. And it's like, well, he agreed with what it was, how it was beneficial for men in the past. You fast forward to today, unfortunately, due to the divorce laws and all those things still being outdated, due to the fact that women are um, making more money and working more, far more than they did when all of that was put in place. Yeah, I mean, and they're incentivized to do so. So it's kind of like, until that changes, yeah, it's probably not the best thing for men, especially if you're not established. But even if you are established, it seems like you're more at risk just by the number of women you see every day on TikTok over here dry begging for money. They're over here screaming provider coming out of their mouth.
Got it.
Boom, crystal clear. For men today, his answer is no. He's talking about the world we live in now.
Your response, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
But you agree.
but
So they agree. The biggest problem with marriage is divorce. You can't have divorce without marriage. They are tied together. This is the word that made this debate explode.
it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce, it's on marriage. And it seems like you agree with my proposition then. And the proposition is that marriage, quote, is a great institution.
Yep.
And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage, but that's not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage, they can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce. So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case?
Now pay close attention. Andrew's response starts with two dangerous words. What if? What if is a fantasy. It means you've already lost the argument about the world as it exists right now.
So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved. So what if instead we use the ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, that would be Catholicism and Orthodoxy, where you see the lowest divorce rates, because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that.
So he admits the state is a problem right now, but his solution is a what if. He just conceded Coach Greg's entire point.
But to say that we should abandon marriage is silly. It seems like you're completely pro-marriage. You're just anti-divorce. So why wouldn't you just throw your weight behind institutions where the divorce rate is the least, and you have an ecclesiastical structure which can be appealed to assist with that? That's what makes no sense to me.
My response to that is, if we're fifths, we beat all drunk.
Exactly. CGA isn't buying the fantasy. For the next 30 minutes, he holds his ground in the real world.
All right, so that's a scenario that just isn't present.
Can you
in
explain
today's-
the analogy for me?
Well, if we use if, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we say if we have a situation where this is present, then this would work. Well, that makes sense. If we had that,
We
it
do
would
have
work
it right now.
Well, it doesn't necessarily work because, and I'm going to tell you why, because a woman can go to a divorce attorney and they can simply just say, hey, listen, it was a off the cuff, off the state divorce, but you got married within a certain state, or she filed in a certain state, so therefore the divorce goes on.
No,
Absolutely,
okay.
yes.
Well,
Listen, I've been to with the divorce attorneys, and what they'll tell you is, hey, listen, you can get married in a ritual, you can get married in the orthodoxy, you can get married off record, but if she files and that woman is hell-bent on saying, we got married, I don't care if it was a ceremony where we walked on coals with our feet bare, that's considered a marriage. You also have common law. You have a lot of other ways for that woman to establish marriage.
How does
And
your way eliminate common law?
I don't have any way to eliminate common law.
So-
This is the core of it. The state is the final boss.
Okay. So now that I'm hearing both sides, because Andrew, he made a valid point, but then I understand where CGA is coming from as well. Because if going through marriage without the state being involved, so to speak. Okay, if those divorce rates are lower, okay, and you're just trying to, mitigate risk because at the end of the day, anything can happen, then I understand if that's the argument that you're trying to make. But at the same time, CJ8 has a valid point as well, especially if he's getting his information from divorce lawyers. So, with that in mind, I do know for a fact that I have a few high-end professional people that watch this channel or work in that field. If you happen to know whether or not this is true, please let us know in the comments, because I am not sure about that at all. That is not my land of expertise. But let's keep it moving.
A church can't stop a divorce filing. Community pressure can't block a child support order. So Andrew asks, what is your way of eliminating common law? See that? He's trying to drag CGA into his fantasy world to solve a fantasy problem. But CGA's whole point is we shouldn't play the game at all.
So let's start with a couple of things you said which are fundamentally untrue. Most men are religious, in fact, including in this country. Most of them, not some of them.
But they're not religious.
Hang on. I didn't interrupt.
I understand, but maybe just take that point. Most aren't under your religion.
Okay.
We can agree with that.
So here's the thing, though. But Catholicism and Orthodoxy is growing rapidly. And if it's the case that the ecclesiastical structure is already there, which it is, right? If you're going to cohabitate with a woman, the thing that you're offering right now is common law marriage anyway, if there's cohabitation at all. You're not protecting anybody from that.
And this is where the men going their own way philosophy smashes the argument. This is Mr. Free Agent Lifestyle himself. CGA is forged from the fires of men going their own way. The great Barbarossa, Barbar, figured this out many years ago. You can't beat the state, so you don't play. No marriage, no cohabitation. Andrew is debating a solution for a world he wishes we had.
At least under my model, it gives an ecclesiastical structure that's designed to prevent divorce by applying community pressure. That was the way it was always done. Apply the application of community pressure within the confines of the woman's social circle. We agree marriage is awesome for men. Divorce is terrible for them. So it seems like we should be attacking the divorce structure here, and it doesn't seem like you actually have anything to do that other than just avoid the thing that's great for you, because this other bad side effect could happen.
Sure, that's like smoking cigarettes.
So why don't we attack the bad side effect when we have the mechanism to do it? It's not if, we can do it now.
Okay,
right
so like smoking.
He's not wrong that women need pressure to act right, but his model is built on sand. The majority of people don't live in these communities anymore. The system broke the family. It's not going to save it now. His model is for a world that doesn't exist. Coach Greg's warning is for the world we actually live in.
Manosphere Highlights makes a very valid point. Now, I think that's, dude, there's so many layers to this debate, bro. It's kind of hard to pick it apart. But it's like all you can kind of do is just kind of, pick your points. I'm like, because they're both making valid points. I just think it's kind of like Manosphere Highlights said. It just seems like his points are a little bit more realistic, just due to what America is now, with the United States States of America. I need to get better at that, because ain't shit united about it. But anyway, as far as what the States of America is now, realistically speaking, not to say that Andrew isn't making a valid point, not to say that what he's trying to apply won't work, But realistically speaking, I don't think, boy, dude, it's kind of like, I've heard somebody say this before. It's kind of like once you let them get too much. I'm like, you see what women are doing with the little bit of power that they got now. Let's just put that in perspective, if you understand where I'm going. Now, I want to go on to check out this video from MTR, because he has a video of Andrew in responding to the debate, and I think he had caught something that Coach Greg Adams said as well. So I guess they could say they both of them kind of had somewhat of a reaction. And supposedly CGA, I've been peeping, man. He on his villain arc since this debate went down. I don't know if y'all been peeping that as well, but let's keep it moving.
Form of marriage is going to give you the best outcomes to mitigate disaster. It's very clear that since Orthodox marriage, 9% divorce, Catholic marriage is, I've seen it as low as 18%, depending on the Pew study, as high as 21 or 23%. It's still your best bet out of all of them. And if you agree, and Coach Dipsh did, that marriage has all sorts of benefits for men, and you want to engage in those benefits, then don't you want to go for the thing that mitigates the most amount of risk? Answer, yes. Simple. His audience, and I'm just going to point this out to all of you who might be here right now, who are Coach Dipshit's audience. That guy is one of the dumbest fucking people that I have ever sat across from and debated, bar none. And I have no expectation that anybody who's following him is any different.
Damn.
I did a debate analysis commentary video a couple of days ago, and this was of the Digital Social Hour podcast that hosted the two men that we're going to speak about here today, one being Coach Greg Adams and the other being Andrew Wilson. Now, their debate was, is marriage worth it? Coach Greg Adams is on the side of no, it is not worth it, whereas Andrew Wilson is on the side of yes, it is worth it. The debate itself was about 2 hours in length. We only went over about 20 or so minutes of it. I'll leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. It's a very popular video, and I think that you guys really appreciated the breakdown of their two different arguments, albeit diametrically opposed arguments. Nevertheless, I have not seen much of a response from Coach Greg Adams in terms of how he felt that he fared during the debate, but I have seen a response a couple of minutes ago of Andrew Wilson, and Andrew Wilson is absolutely popping off, and he apparently is very angry at the totality of the debate, and specifically Coach Greg Adams' intelligence during the debate. So I want to go over his comments and continue to break this down. Without further ado,
the super chats basically focus on one thing. They want to talk shit about you and CGA. So here's it. Question for Andrew. Big reason why the red pill doesn't give prescriptions is because we would feel morally responsible. And then this is continued. Is the church willing to take responsibility for the men who failed 10% of the time? Things like help him get a new wife, financially, etc. If the church had a MOA, like Mike's MOA, to help, most dudes would marry.
This question is so easily answered. Yes, of course. Men find solace in the church and the community of the church, and they help them through all sorts of moral crisis and financial crisis. Why is this news to you, chatter? Are you fucking stupid? This has been ongoing from the community of the church since the dawn of time. The entirety of the church is designed to assist you through crisis. What are you talking about?
I got another one here.
Will they take responsibility? They're the only ones who take responsibility. You know what red pillars don't do? They don't take responsibility for the mass promiscuity that they promote, like Coach CG Dumbass, who put out a tweet saying, go ahead and fuck hook. How's that kind of degeneracy going to help us win the culture war here? How's that kind of degeneracy going to bring down the same single moms he says not to marry? How's that going to help that? It's not. How's it going to help with male STDs? It's not. How's it going to help men not commit suicide? It's not going to do any of those things. The guy is fucking stupid, and you people who talk like, it's like you can't follow a debate.
Okay, now here's where it gets a bit dicey. Because in the RP community, I don't think we promote, or at least I won't say I necessarily promote it to some degree. I'm more of a, you choose your path, All I'm gonna do is show you based off of simple logic and my experiences and me putting two and two together and understanding why it equals four, so that way you don't make the same mistakes I make. Because it's been situations where I've dealt with women who I should have taken seriously, but I didn't. And then there's been situations where women that I tried to take seriously that I should have just been messing around with. So hey, you live and you learn, right? So I just say all that to say that I think it just depends on, as a man, where you are in life, or whether or not you even want to go down that path of marriage. Because if it's one thing I'm seeing in the RP community, MGTOW, whatever the case may be, bro, is like a lot of these men, bro, like myself included, man, like marriage, especially in the West, bro, it's just really not that beneficial to men anymore. And nowadays, anything you can get out of a marriage from a woman, you can get without getting married now. I'm like, hell, you a lot of these women would rather have a child and have a baby father than have a damn husband anyway. Just saying, bro. These women are saying this shit themselves, so you can't sit over here and try to debate me about it.
Oh, but they got you on this one. Are non-state recognized unions subject to the family court? Does palimony exist? If the answers to any of these questions is yes, then Andrew was factually wrong when debating CGA.
No, not only was I not factually wrong, I pointed out that there was only certain states where that was correct. It was pulled up in fact check, and I was right. Because I'm always right.
Andrew made an absolute claim that non-state recognized unions can't end up in family court, aka divorce court. Also, he has a marriage contract himself.
Yes, but so do you think, like, for instance, out of all the men who are in here, I probably have the most robust belly. But do you think that if I point out that another guy is fat, that means because I also am fat, that I can't point that out? It doesn't matter if I have a marriage contract. I can still point out flaws in marriage contracts. It has no bearing whatsoever on an argument.
Yeah.
You, chatter, are fucking stupid. And much like Coach Dipshit can't follow a coherent argument. Just follow the argument. That's all I ask. The argument was simple. The argument that I was making is, if you're inclined to get married, right? Remember, the topic is marriage in the West, not divorce in the West. If you're inclined to be married, which form of marriage is going to give you the best outcomes to mitigate disaster? It's very clear that since Orthodox marriage, 9% divorce, Catholic marriage is, I've seen it as low as 18%, depending on the Pew study, as high as 21 or 23%. It's still your best bet out of all of them. And if you agree, and the Coach Dipsh did, that marriage has all sorts of benefits for men, and you want to engage in those benefits, then don't you want to go for the thing that mitigates the most amount of risk? Answer, yes. Simple. His audience, and I'm just going to point this out to all of you who might be here right now, who are Coach Dipshit's audience. That guy is one of the dumbest fucking people that I have ever sat across from and debated, bar none. And I have no expectation that anybody who's following him is any different.
Damn.
Just want to point that out.
Oh, you know what? At this point, all I got to say is this, bro. Whew, for the sake of debating, bro, and the way he be talking to people sometimes, I hope Andrew Wilson know how to fight, or he better be staying strapped at all times, bro. The way he be talking sometimes, keep calling him Coach Dipshit. I don't know. I'm like, I wonder if Coach Greg Adams said something to piss him off. And speaking of what Coach Greg Adams had to say about this.
By the way, CGA did write this in the comment section of the video that I commentated over, and let's go over this just to add a little bit more of his insights into it. He says, people want solutions to problems I did not create. Save yourself. Traditional marriage is not coming back. It was never meant to be glorified. The debate was not about solving the issue. The original title was, is marriage good for men? Okay, that's slightly different than is marriage worth it? It wasn't how to fix marriage in America. I was never on the show to solve your goofy issues. You solve it. Free agent. What does it say? Free agent lifestyle for life. I appreciate him commenting on this because it gives us more insight into the way that he thinks about this, right? So based off of the arguments that we heard in the video, do you guys think that he proved his point? Is marriage good for men? Also, too, Andrew Wilson is talking extremely spicy in this video with his boys.
Like, right. I was going to say, like, bro, Coach Greg Adams might be 50. He just turned 50, actually. But I'm like, bro, homie workout. And, you know, that includes boxing. I believe he does boxing as well. I'm not sure. But, yeah, man, Coach Greg Adams is a pretty active dude, man. You might want to chill out on that. But what I will say is that, to be honest with you, it's let me know. I really want to know what you guys think, man. Whether or not who y'all think won this debate. But all I can say is that honestly, I can't really disagree with what any one of these guys had to say. It seemed like both of them came pretty well prepared. Both made valid points. Both made even valid counter arguments, but it was just kind of like it was like a tennis match. It was very back and forth. Ooh. But at the end of the day, bro, the RP is about living in reality. And if you want to go off of the world that we live in now, particularly in the states of America, I'm leaning towards CGA on this one. I'm sorry. Andrew, I love Andrew Wilson, man, and I'm all for him. And for the record, in my personal opinion, he's sat across and debated with people far dumber than Coach Greg Adams, bro. You feel me? Coach Greg Adams has had a profession in fitness and nutrition for quite a long time. I think that will qualify him as at least having some type of common sense. Okay, so and I think he's debated with far dumber people. But other than that, man, let me know what you guys think. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe, OGs. I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the Travel Vlog channel as well as the Live Show channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.